Hey guys, I want to do a quick video on installing a dash cam in your car. This pretty much would go for any car. Some of the ideas of how to run the cable. I just installed this. I didn't do a video while I was installing, but because it was just kind of a pain to carry the camera and get around and show you how to do it. But some of the ideas work for any vehicle. This vehicle is a 2025 Ford Explorer, and to give you an idea of how we did this, or how I did it. So this camera has 3 cameras. It has a front facing, an inside facing, the one there on the right, and then a rear camera that I have on the tailgate, and I'll show you, or the lift gate, I guess you call it. So I'll show you how I ran this. So the first cable you got to run is the power to the camera itself. That's that cable that's on the top of the camera. This one right up here. So what I've done is I ran it. I had to put it down low because I didn't want the rear view camera and all the stuff hanging off of it getting in the way of the inside camera. So this stuff hanging up here would get in the way. So the first cable I ran, and I just tucked it down under the windshield. You should be able to get your fingers in there enough, and you could probably see the cable back in there. But just tuck it in. And then what I did is I ran it down through here, up inside here. You can see it up inside there. If you want to run the camera like up in this area, you can run the cables by tucking them under this piece of plastic. Be careful, because this back behind here has some sensors in it, and you need to be careful, like your windshield washer, windshield wiper sensor, darkness, light sensors, and a lot of that's up inside here. So you got to be careful, but you can take the tool that comes with this camera. I don't know, it's like a plastic spudger, and just push the cable up under the plastic, and then you can run it up here and then up under the roof material, and then you can take it right up in here and then run it through here around. A lot of them have a panel right here from their roof, and then a piece of plastic. A lot of times this can just pop right down. You can run it all the way down to there if you want, and then bring it around. But remember that you only have so much cable. So it's important to try to make the length of the run as short as possible. And then I ran it. You see it comes out right there. That's the actual camera that goes to the back. But the other one, you can see right there, this is the power cable. And then it's tucked underneath this rubber seal, and then goes down. I got a little, oh, come on. The camera comes with a, can't get my finger underneath it. Should be able to take my knife and then just tuck this underneath here and kind of get it out. There we go. Somehow I have this up in the way there. But I took the cable ran it down here, and then up inside and behind this, down here, and then up under here, and tucked it. I took those two bolts out so I can separate this panel from the ODB cable connector, and then ran the cable up under here. Now this should be the case for just about every car. Most of your panels like this here should just snap in place. So if you grab it and pull, it just comes right off. And then I ran the cable up here, comes up here, tucks up inside here, and goes into this little compartment. Put this back up in here. There we go. Pretty easy to get panels on and off. Then I brought the cable right up through here, kind of where the hinge for the door is, but you have to kind of make sure you go down pretty far, because if you leave it up high, it prevents the door from closing. It's still a little tight, but it works okay. Now there's two things. This cable, you have a cigarette lighter thing in here. I don't know why they still have them, but you know, that's okay. I tried, this one came with a cigarette lighter for the power. The problem I had was that apparently this cigarette lighter adapter always stays on. So I didn't leave it on. I didn't wait. Maybe I didn't wait long enough. It might shut off after some time. But what I did is I bought an adapter for a cigarette lighter to USB-C. And then that plugs into a USB-C port that's right there. There's USB-C and USB-A ports in here. And I bought this to go in the cigarette lighter so I'd have some more USB-C and a USB-A. So that's for power. So now, when I turn on the car, even when you open the door, the camera comes on. But because I have motion sensing turned on, turn everything off. I have motion sensing and everything turned on with GPS. So the camera comes on and off because this USB connector does have power, but it shuts off after, I think, 5 minutes. So anyhow, once I did that and I got power to it, tested it to make sure everything's working, put the camera up on the windshield and set the camera height and make sure everything was pointing right for the front and the inside cameras. Now it's time to run the back camera. This one's a little more difficult, but not as hard as you might think. So this cable here is for the rear camera. I ran that the same way, ran it all the way down here, ran it through here. And then it comes out right here, the top one. And then what I did is I ran it inside this seal. If I can get my finger in it, because sometimes it's kind of hard. You kind of see it right up inside there. And then I tucked it up inside the roof, whatever you call it, the roof panel, all the way over to here. Took it into here. Then put it back inside there and behind the roof panel to go around here. Then took it all the way across here and then through here, and then inside the roof panel, all the way up and around. And did the same thing once I got here, tucked it up underneath this piece of plastic, and then took it on back here. Then comes the fun part. So I ran it across there, up inside the roof panel, till I got to this panel. Now you can take this panel and you can pull it down, but try not to pull too hard because there's a speaker on here and you can get it pulled out far enough. And you can run it right up into here. Then you can, I don't know, there's a little tool that you can get to take off these little clips, these clips and this clip, and you can pop them off and take this little panel off. And then here, this panel right here just pulls off. Right like that. It just pulls off. And then this one pulls off a little bit. Just like this. Try to get this. There you go. Just like that. It all just snaps on and pulls off. Now, once I got this off, and I was able to feed the cable through here, through this area here, I had to take this off. Now these things are pretty hard to get off. There is a little plastic pressure clip on both sides, on this side and this side. You have to take a thin screwdriver in to push it, and then you can pull this off and pull it out. Don't pull too hard because there's a cable running through here. Do the same thing to this one. Then you bring the wire from back behind here up. There's an opening back behind here, if I can show you. It's kind of hard to see because I don't have it off right now. And then you can take this. When you have this off, you can pull this roof panel down to get the wire and bring it up over here. Now this is the hard part. I decided to do it this way because I want it to be as clean as possible. I took a hanger, or a piece of heavy wire, like 14 or 12 gauge wire for like your house, Romex wire, the ground wire that's in 3-contact Romex. And I had these pulled apart, and I made sure it was straight as possible. I ran that wire through. It was probably maybe, 20 inches long. Then I taped the end of the connector to it, and make sure I taped it up pretty high so it wouldn't pull out. It's important to note that this connector here comes apart. You can pull this apart to disconnect it. So when you're running the wiring, you don't need to run the whole camera. You just run this part. And then once you get it here, then you can hook the camera and put it in place. And then I fished the cable through here, up through here. I got it all the way through, fished it up through here. And then once I got it through here, I brought it over into here. So this is the cable right here. And here's the rear camera stuck. Once I got all that in, this is the power for the rear camera. So all I did is this yellow wire, you want to connect this to the rear brake light. All this does is just gives power to the rear camera. So I went ahead and connect that on there, And I think either that or it does some kind of sensing for the brake light every time you hit your brakes. So I went ahead and applied that, connected that to here, used this little connector, little splice connector to connect it, and then went ahead and stuck the camera right up there. And then once you have the camera in, you can adjust it how you want it. And then you go ahead and put all these panels back. So you can see all three cameras. The rear camera is to the right. The inside camera is in the middle. And then the front camera's on the left. If you look at the inside camera, you kind of see like a flashing light. That's something that some of you may experience if you have a, I don't know what it's called, driver attention sensing system. This car has this, let me zoom out, that right there. See them purple lights? You can't see them any other way unless you're looking at it with the camera. But those lights are what that purple flashing is. That's right there on, like right under my hand. And if I can keep it still for a second. So that's, you know, if you see that in your camera, that's what that is. That's, you can't turn that off. At least I haven't found a way of turning it off. And that's you're just gonna have to deal with it. If I put this on and then I cover my hand, you see that flashing goes away. If I take my hand and cover that sensor, take my hand away, the flashing comes back. That's just a part of that sensor. But this camera's pretty good. I bought it off Amazon. I think I paid $100 for it. But it's supposed to be 4K, has pretty good video, also has built-in Wi-Fi. So, I mean, you can look up any 4K camera on Amazon, especially a 3-channel camera, dash cam. They have them that go on the, rearview mirror, and they have these. So, look around. I can't really recommend any particular model because most of them are just Chinese brands, but most of them work pretty good. Look at reviews if you're shopping on Amazon, and try to find reviews that have been around for a little bit, where they've let it, they purchased it and they used it for a few months. This one came with 128 gig SD card, and it failed right out of the box. So I had my own 64 gig card and put it in. It does, I forgot what they call it, like a revolving recording. So every recording, as soon as it ends, once the SD card is full, it starts recording over the oldest video. It's just revolving recording as it goes. And that's it. And then you got to go ahead and adjust the settings, turn on GPS or any other sensing that you may want. I'll tuck this wire up inside here. And then that's it. You're done. It's not that difficult to do. And keeping this right here works pretty good. You can zip tie it if you want to keep it all nice and straight. But that's it. If you have any questions, hit me up. Like and subscribe. Appreciate it. Talk to y'all later.